It's that time again, man. It's Monday. I'm pretty Sunday. Shit, it feels like. Good evening and welcome to Kgosi FM. My name is Segongane. Today is a Thursday. It feels like a Monday today. What happened? Because of my banana, that's why we are so confused. Because I know I'm doing politics on a Monday. Even my poster says Monday politics. Because I think I'm on a Monday. Good evening, welcome to Kgosi FM. My name is Kgosi FM. The time is just 41 minutes before 8. As you know, we start our show every day 7:30, man, to come and talk to you today about the developments of our country, what's happening in our country, and then today we have another hot topic for you. Jacob Zuma has been censored by two of our major TV stations, TV company stations in this country. The SABC, which I pay license for, I'm going to stop, and eNCA, I don't care. That was a private thing. I know they will do it. So today we're going to discuss about that. We're going to hear from the president himself, his own response. What has happened to me to be gagged and to be stopped, to not to be talked about? Because there's two interviews that he was supposed to have done. He has done the one at eNCA, it was never flighted. He did the SABC, it was never put there as well. But then we don't know their reasons, but I've got their statements. As you know, we're not censored, but I've got a statements here. We're going to be talking about that today, and then we're going to be reading for those statements. Why do they censor the old men? And when did we become such a country where we censor people from talking what they want to talk about? This is Kgosi FM. The show is the Kgosi FM live show, coming to you live on kgosietsile.co.za. No, I'm just excited, guys. I'm just excited, but that will be talked over maybe tomorrow. Or why am I excited today? You must ask me go WhatsApp 064-548-776. Why are you so excited today, Moren? Why am I excited? Because I'm very much excited. A child, imagine a child who is born now with teeth, and in 5 months he could walk, and then he could talk, and he could just go and be a CEO. That's why I'm excited. So those who know what I'm talking about, those who know, only legend will know what you can tell. Legends will know. The time is 43 minutes after 7, man. I'm going to be with you until I finish today, because I'm talking about something that actually disturbed me too much, and I really don't like our country where it's going. But as I said, you want to join me? I'm not alone in the studio today. I'm holding the fort nowadays, man. And I'm doing this because I want to talk to people, and I want to talk and really tell you guys this is what's happening. So the number is 064-548-776. You want to be in contact with me and talk to me. What do you think about today? Jacob Zuma was censored. Like before that, before we can actually get into a lot of things, I want us to first thank our sponsor for today. We have to pay the bills in this place. So we're going to thank the sponsor for today, and then we're going to continue with our show, right back after this. This show is brought to you by Segongane Medical Services and Clinic. They are a private clinic situated in number 70 in Westview, Danville. They specialize on the following: primary health care, ailment diagnosis and treatment, including medication, wound care, family planning, well baby clinic, basic ultrasound, laboratory blood services, treatment of chronic illnesses, treatment and management of patients on ARVs, wellness screening, antenatal clinic, HIV services and counseling. They have a pharmacy on site, and they are doing CCMDD services as well, OHS clinic, circumcision clinic, and abortion services. Their cell phone number is 064-548-7176 or 071-422-8576. Again, the address is 702 in Westview, Pretoria West in Danville. Cell phone number again is 064-548-7176 or 071-422-8576. Yes, that is our sponsor for today, Segongane Medical Services. Thank you so very much. Every time we have a show, Kibone Baba sponsoring to bring you this beautiful show, man. Coming to you live on Kgosi FM studios, right there on number 702 in Westview, Danville, Pretoria West, and coming to you live on www.kgosiefm.co.za. That's our website. Go to our website, you click there, you will see the tune in button, press it, you are in, you hear this beautiful voice behind the mic. You want to see me in person? Not in person, say, or TV, go to Facebook page, which is kgosietsile Segongane, and you will see me there, and then we will be able to interact there with me as well. Send your comments, say, like the video, subscribe. Now coming to YouTube, YouTube on like the kgosietsile Segongane live show, the same as the emblem here on the screen. If you can see on the right hand corner, that's where our logo is. The kgosietsile Segongane live show. Just go there, search our channel on YouTube, and then you'll find us. And then, or please subscribe, comment as well about today's show, and tell us what more do you want us to talk about every day. Yes, I'm going to be having guests sometimes. I'm going to be sometimes doing the vote on because you know what, it's election time. People are busy. So if you phone, hey, me bra, we had a show come Monday. Mr. Majo was supposed to be part of us, and he confirmed. But then last minute, he stick on air, phone. Drop a phone, but I'm in a meeting with PEC, blah, blah. We're doing this. It's a lot. So it's elections. They are finished. Thank God. I voted, by the way. Let me show you my finger. There we go. I voted yesterday. Go primary school. My primary school, which I attended since Kitoma School of Primary School in 1985, Kitoma, my grade 1. And then I got 1991. That's when I finished because 92 and 5 the next door I think it was my high school. So yeah, I went to vote yesterday. It was beautiful, but you know what? My heart is still bleeding for our township, man. Our township is in something else. It's still going down every single day. And I see this lady who was she's been an ANC councillor forever, right? She was the first time I saw her. She was driving a Ford Ranger, and Onago High. And our roads go high, they are so out of kiddie pothole after pothole. You can't even drive faster, It's like the new speed humps. And yesterday, I saw Mercedes. I'm like, wow. Could these people, you are so proud into being progressively one in a township where this is going down the tubes. Uli wani or Jamunati in a township which is going down the tubes and you don't even give a damn. But it's fine. That's another story for another day. Today we're tackling something else, man. That has disturbed me for so long, and I wanted to talk about what we were going to last week, but then I could not talk about it last week. But I'm going to talk about it today. It's about eNCA and SABC censoring President Jacob Zuma's interviews. Okay, let's just give a little bit of context to what we know as the public. One, SABC had an interview with Jacob Zuma around the 22nd of May, I believe. It was never put on air. We don't know the reasons. We'll hear the statement after, because we're going to give the president a chance to speak a little bit. 15 minutes long. Please don't change this dial. Don't change your the thing. Facebook from live streaming. Listen to what he says, because he's gonna give us the context of today's show, right? And those who will be listening radio now will hear the voice of the president, obviously. But those who are watching me on Facebook now, you will see the visuals, and the video will be there. Obviously, go YouTube, and it will be here even on Facebook on my page. You just go there and just watch for yourself and see what is happening. So I'm going to just give a context a little bit about this whole thing. The whole thing is, to me, so there was an interview of President Jacob Zuma on the 22nd, if I'm not mistaken, of May this year with SABC. It was never put on air. We don't know why. And then the SABC, then President Zuma went on air and said, this is what's happening, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden they give us a statement. I want to read the statement. I think I have it here. I'm going to read it after the show, after the video has been playing, and then we can analyze what's happening. And then JJ Tabane had an interview with the president as well in eNCA. And JJ Tabane, I think it was last week, if I'm not mistaken, because he was supposed to be on this week, Monday, yes, because he advertised it, JJ himself. He advertised, listen, guys, we're going to have a show, 2-hour marathon, what you might call. Let me just look for that thing. Those who are watching on Facebook now, they'll be able to see what I'm talking about. Which one is, not you, Mr. President, this one, I think, yeah. There is, actually, those who are watching on the live stream now, they will see advertisement there, JJ. Ibonsa, when he advertised what he's going to have, the JJ Tabane 2-hour marathon coming to you on eNCA. Then past Monday of this week, it was supposed to be shown on eNCA at the clock. His show. And it was cancelled by eNCA as well. And you know what they did? Once on beat. You know what they did? They put him big. I even asked Mama Kgosi, listen, because I'll be here doing a show. can you please record it for me because I want to watch that thing and we can analyze and make a shot of it. And she's like, no, but it's in Mbeki here. You know, it's in Mbeki here. They're interviewing Thabo Mbeki. Kana kote mileba tlale. When they're supposed to be playing Jacob Zuma's interview, they were now interviewing Thabo Mbeki or playing whatever old one. But in other reports, it says or no, they cancelled that one, but then they gave it to Rice Muzanzi. But a whole Rice Muzanzi took a spot prime time on the eNCA instead of putting out the very interview that they've made money. They've spent money preparing for it, taking the whole crew to KZN to sit for 2 hours. Kana JJ, when he put that advert, it was around 2 in the morning. Yeah, I think it was 2 in the morning. And it's just like, we just finished a 2-hour marathon. This is going to be on air, blah, 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 blah. And then cancelled. So we're going to go into a report about that. And we're going to hear more. So the whole point, when did we become an apartheid state again? Where people are censored. Where people are censored, where people are not, when content about it is not being put on our TV stations. You know, this thing reminds me of when we had NN7. Remember NN7? It was the best alternative for us South Africans because NN7 was showing, even it was even more pro-ANC, NN7. So the very ANC members, they didn't know what these people are talking for you. The newspaper LNU Age, it was talking for the ANC. It was always putting ANC's project out there. Zuma Bula Investikai, Zuma Viranka, it was NN7. And I would sit and watch that channel the whole day. The only channel which did an interview recently, Key Newsroom Africa, I was even surprised. I don't know if they did show it on their own channel to play it, but it's on YouTube now. Between, what's this lady? What's this lady? I just forgot her name, man. I'll remember and I'll let you know. They did it. She went to Nkandla as well. And they did it. And boom, it's there on YouTube as we speak. Even they don't even put it on YouTube. MK people are saying they must give them the copy. They must give me a copy as well. I'm going to put it here. We can play it here and people must see. Because you can't deprive, you can't censor news. Mobato, you can't do that. You cannot censor news. If you don't like somebody or you got a mandate that says this person must be gagged and be banned, don't do it for us. Don't take decisions for us. It's wrong, guys. It's censoring. It borders on censorship. It borders on no freedom of speech anymore. Nothing. You understand? So that is why I took this time to. I'm gonna do this thing today, and I'm going to talk about Jacob Zuma being censored. It is not right to see such a thing happening in this beautiful country of us. That we applaud the constitution. Yet the whole world must learn how constitution is supposed to look like because of South Africa. But then we have TV stations like eNCA, private owned, doesn't matter, censoring content of a former president. Take time to think about that. Your prejudices aside, don't care about you like the president, you don't like the president. Prejudice aside. If it starts here, if it starts now with him, I like Malema's words. We are creating a precedent that's going to come and bite us one day. We are creating a precedent. I want to know about just give you an example of how presidents work. The moment that they recalled Thabo Mbeki, it was never going to stop with him. It came down to Jacob Zuma himself. It's going to come down to this one as well. That's how presidents start. So if they start with Jacob Zuma now, do you think as another leader, looking at this, do you think they're going to do the same thing to you? They'll do the same thing to you exactly. Because first and foremost, you are letting them do it to somebody else because you don't like the person. But it's going to come down to you. You're going to become a leader. You become a leader, and then you'll do the same thing. They won't like you for something, and then they will censor you as well. How will you feel? You must remember, when I was still a leader at that time, I did something like this to somebody. So that is why maybe I'm being given this and that. It's what we create precedents in this country. It's very dangerous. We can't have that in South Africa. South Africa is a very free country with free press. We thought so. I'm talking about eNCA. I'm going to come to SABC. eNCA. Free press, no censoring, no nothing. But it's a private company. They can do whatever they want. It's not a problem. But then they mustn't do it on our own expense. Or they say it for us. or whatever reasons they gave in their statement. I'm going to read it now, which is something else. Now, coming to SABC. SABC is supposed to be public owned. Hey? It's supposed to be ours. It's supposed to be ours. It's supposed to be us who are paying license for this entity to work. They were right to stop the DA advert. That one is nonsense. They were right to stop the DA advert, which they've lost, by the way, to that whatever tribunal they set up, and then DA took them there, and they've been fined $500,000 as well to pay DA for their laws. Again, they created a very expensive advertisement, so it didn't even go and be seen by people because SABC banned it, and they say they're taking that judgment under review. You know, when somebody doesn't want to say anything and he has lost it, I'll take this under review, whatever. So SABC, I'm paying TV license every year. Is it every year or every month? I don't even remember because I don't know how to pay that nonsense anyway. We are paying, but then people have to censor us. I remember one time there was a man called Claudio Motswening. Do you remember him? This guy was a COO, SABC. He gave us 90% of our music on all SABC radio stations. He revived Sambra and Sambro. Artists in this country got money, they got fame, they got exposure. He created a channel called SABC *Encore, where it played all the old TV shows that we have on SABC, where old actors can now get royalties, where African countries, others, bought those TV programs and they show it in there. I've seen Isibaya playing in Nigeria in Pidgin English. That's what I'm talking about, for an example. And Claudio Motswening said something. We are not going to allow SABC to show any negative things about the country or any violent activities around the country. We are not going to do that. Everybody, including Musimaman himself, they were marching with SABC worker censorship. The hypocrisy of these people. Musimaman was there with the so-called journalists having tapes, black tapes on their lips, protesting against censorship. Claudio Motswening is now trying to censor us from spreading the news. Where is, what is this man? Bagay, this editors forum, which only acted when it was other journalists from Prime Media and other publications. But when it came to innocent journalists who were beaten and beaten on the streets and what, they didn't even say a word. They laughed when Joshua Doe, what's his name? Jamlandas, when he was making a mockery of NN7 journalists, when he was having a press conference, when after he was fired by President Jacob Zuma, when he was trying to mobilize people to insurrect a riot, he was there and he was asking, are the NN7 journalists here? And if they are here, show yourselves. Let's see so that you can know what do we say in front of you. And all the other so-called journalists, they laughed at their colleagues. That's how far we have fallen. Where are they now? That SABC is now censoring news. They're not saying anything about it because I get Jacob Zuma. So hate him for whatever that he stands for. The man worked for us. I don't care who says what. If you don't know how you want to say no, he never did anything, it's fine. For you, he didn't do anything. But now for now, we know. We know. What we see now compared to what we had 9 years ago, now is worst. It's worst of everything. Because you have somebody, so SABC stopped that interview as well. I think it's time for us now to check, or do we still continue paying this so-called TV license? Do we still continue doing that? So, but anyway, we're going to do more analysis after this. We're going to play the video. President Jacob Zuma. This guy, they just talk stuff. Jacob Zuma. I'm gonna play it. We're gonna play that, and then will be analyzing the whole thing. Okay, now what are we saying to what, and then we'll be analyzing the whole thing, and then from there, we continue analyzing this, and then the number is 064-548-7976. If you want to really be part of this show, let me know, and then just send me a WhatsApp. This is what I think about this, and like I said, it's going to be on the podcast this thing later today on Spotify and eNCA FM. The name of the show is the Kgosietsile on the live show. It's a live show coming to you on www.kgosiefm.co.za. kgosietsile.co.za and coming to you live on Facebook. Yeah, my personal Facebook, kgosietsile Segongane. So go there, watch me live, and then comment at the bottom, like as well, and then just send me do a friend request. I'll accept you later to after the show. Okay. So now we're gonna take a little minute. It's 15 minutes long, this thing, right? Please have a listen to this. What the president, his response was, President Zuma, about this whole thing at SABC.
Namhlanje ngento engibona ukuthi iyaqhubeka noma thina sazi ukuthi siphila ezweni eliphila ngokuthi linombuso wentando yeningi. I'm greeting all of you in our beautiful country, South Africa. I thought it was necessary for me to talk to you today about some developments which I believe are painting a very serious picture with the behavior of experts in the manner in which they do make decisions that are very surprising. And as I have been speaking in few days with few stations, I realized that there is an uncomfortable feeling among other people. Why? Why shouldn't I express my views? Why shouldn't I tell the truth that I know? There is something shocking that South Africa is pulling back to apartheid methods and behavior. The whole SABC says Zuma must not be heard in South Africa. Where must I be heard? This is my country. I belong here. This is surprising. But it is even more shocking that not only the SABC, but the eNCA has done exactly the same on the interview I heard at eNCA yesterday, which was the 23rd. Again, they blocked what I had given to the colleagues who were talking to me and asking me questions. Are we going back to apartheid country? What is happening in the country? The reason why I felt I should say something, because if it was just one kind of broadcasting station, I would have said maybe there was a mistake somewhere. But it is clear that all these big stations have come together to say Zuma must not be allowed to speak. Why? When we are getting into the elections, when we are supposed to express our views to the population of this country, when all political people are talking, are saying everything they want to say, and they are allowed to be heard. Why is Zuma not allowed to be heard on his views? In other words, whether it is the media or the judiciary in particular, they are waiting to ensure that Zuma's views must not be heard. Why? This reminds me of the days I joined the struggle, because there was such apartheid kind of decisions and behavior that many of us were not allowed to speak, not even allowed to vote. Now we're about to vote, I'm campaigning. Now people are almost exercising the apartheid time, that people like Zumas are not allowed to be the president of the country. Why? What has he done? This is continuing in our own country. I wanted the people of this country to know that we seem to be getting back to apartheid behavior. We seem not to be indeed appreciating that we have a free country where people must express themselves freely, and the institutions that broadcast have the obligation to do so, not to stop others whilst giving even more time and everything to others. South Africa seems to be moving to a very serious situation. The problem is that if people stand up and say what you are doing, and because they've got no power to protest and do everything, they are going to be said, these are the people who are not respecting the country. But those who are actually having all the power to speak, to do everything, are given that one. I also heard that, in fact, the instructions came from the top. Why is this interference? I believe that as a country, we cannot keep quiet. And that's why I've decided to speak on this matter. I disagree with it. I think it is a difficult kind of thing to understand and to believe this was the South Africa with the democracy that everybody has been saying is number one democracy. Is there democracy? Is there democracy that if you form a party and you do so because you are saying we are not happy about how the country is going? You want to put a better kind of South Africa, and you are being punished on the law that talks about if you have taken 2 terms, you are not allowed to come back to be the president. Me, I did not finish my 2 terms. There was interference. So that part of the law should not apply on me. That's one thing. But the second thing, I did all of that when I was a member of the African National Congress. I don't know what the law says if I establish my own party, a new party that has never been there before, and I say I want to lead that party to become the president and change the wrong things of this country. I don't know where is the law that says so, because I've never come across it, that if you come up with a new party, therefore you are a new kind of a president of a new party, but you're not allowed to do so. I don't understand. This seems to be getting worse to what used to happen before the freedom of South Africa. I think all of you should look into this. You should not ignore it, because it can take us very far. I have an experience why I'm talking. An experience that I went to prison when I have never had a trial. It has never happened in our country. It was a first. Precisely because I disagreed with what was being done by those who were given an opportunity to take decisions about things here, particularly from the legal system. They were angry, the judges took me to prison. I served 15 months. And who had put the case? It was the man who is in charge of the toppest part of our legal system in South Africa, the Constitutional Court. They were instructed by their chief, who was a chairperson of an institution that had been established to deal with the matters of corruption or whatever. I said I would not allow him to ask me questions because he would not be good for that, because he would feel uncomfortable when we talk, me and him. And I thought he was not going to be the kind of a man who will do what he was supposed to do. He will be biased. He argued with me and got angry and charged me straight to the Constitutional Court. Instead of correcting him, they went on. They ended up charging me, and I served. I'm even in the apartheid days, that kind of judgment was never heard. We are in trouble. We are going to get into trouble. So please be aware. Do not allow this to happen in our country. We must stop it. I just wanted to convey this to all of you, that we are in trouble. Some of us are in more trouble than others.
All right. That was the president of South Africa. The former president of South Africa, Mr. Jacob Zuma, giving us his response to what eNCA and SABC has done. What is your take? 064-548-776. This is a live radio show, eh? It's going to be on a podcast later on, Spotify and ENCA FM. It's going to be again on it's going to be again more YouTube. Our show today is the Kgosi live show. Watching me live on Facebook now, my Kgosi page, and listening to me on www.kgosiefm.co.za. Yeah, so he gave his own reasons of why he think things are doing, and he's raised a lot of concerns for why Jacob Zuma is supposed to speak, then all of a sudden a few chances. So let's talk about this. I know people have tuned in, and people are watching on Facebook now. Let's talk. Comment on let me see if there's any comments. Comment below more Facebook, and then this is not a live, it's not live on YouTube yet. But comment on Facebook and tell me what you think about the president, what he just said now. And do you think it's okay for SABC and eNCA to ban or to cancel or to not flight the two interviews that he had with them? I mean, they went to him and asked him for an interview, and he agreed. And after agreeing, jiggy, they get cancelled without any reason. And that he said, what he said was, he heard it was from the top. Which top is he talking about? Is it the top of union buildings or the top of SABC? Rebecca, which top? But anyway, hand up Tata. It's just speculation on his part, I believe. It's not a big thing. But at the end of the day, but Tom Dim, SABC and especially, we are paying licenses on this place. By the way, don't forget that. We are paying licenses on the SABC, so SABC cannot be doing what it's doing now. Anyway, we are going to go to the statement of the SABC. I'm going to read a little bit, and then you guys will make your own analysis on this one. I'm going to go to the statements of SABC and read it out. It's a bit lengthy, but just bear with me for a minute. Yari. Media statement SABC addresses the allegations of banning former President Jacob Zuma. Johannesburg. On Sunday, the 26th of May, that was plus minus 4 days ago, the South African Broadcasting Corporation, SABC, has noted the allegations by former President Jacob Zuma, stating that the SABC has banned him from expressing his views. The SABC would like to state that the allegations are not true, as from the onset of the formation of Mr. Zuma's political party, Umkhonto weSizwe. The public broadcaster has covered the party's activities. In other instances, the SABC has contacted Mr. Zuma's team for interviews, and there were no positive responses. Okay, you must underline that one. no positive responses. And this did not derail the team from trying to ever adhering to the invite from his party to cover its activities, including the rally they had on 18 May 2024. On 22 May 2024, Mr. Zuma's team contacted the SABC political desk editor to cover the party's announcement in Durban. The SABC duly responded to the invitation to cover the story. The team was only allocated less than 10 minutes and was told not to ask any questions in the coverage. Mr. Zuma repeated everything that he said at the rally on May 18th. Remember, this is the second time, right? Remember they had a rally on May 18th again. So now this time it was 22nd May when they were called to come. Okay. Which okay. No, it's fine. It's okay again. All right. Mr. Zuma repeated everything that he said at the rally on May 18, 2024, which the SABC covered extensively. In the regard, the team was not able to explore any new angle that would have been deemed story news worthy. Right? Underline that as well, which they could have deemed for themselves. They deemed for themselves the story as newsworthy. Following the normal editorial processes to broadcast the story, the editorial team decided that there was no new angle to broadcast it. So that's the reason of the SABC. They said they didn't seem the story to be newsworthy, so they didn't see it necessary to give it to South Africans to decide for themselves if the news is the story, the show or the news, whatever, is newsworthy. But let's continue the statement. It is therefore disingenuous to suggest that the SABC banned Mr. Zuma or his views. The SABC's editorial policies are anchored on the highest editorial standards, incorporating the values and principles of the Constitution. The requirement of the law, including the Broadcasting Act of 1994 and its charter, which stipulates that the SABC must offer a plurality of views and a variety of news, information and analysis from a South African point of view in its coverage. The SABC is also enjoined to comply with the ICASA regulations. Group Executive of News and Current Affairs, Mr. Moshweshwe Monare, stated that the SABC always exercises absolute independence and impartiality in all its editorial decisions and will not in any point express anyone's views. All editorial decisions are based on what is newsworthy, and the SABC will always cover stories, but the final decision for the final broadcast rests with editors. In this instance, SABC News editorial team stands firmly by its decisions, as there was nothing new that was offered in the interview in question. The SABC is committed to ensuring that it ensures to execute its public interest obligations providing news that is fair and void of ethical drifts in editorial decision making. Ends. And then this was issued by the group communications. Media Inquiries Moni Siapelelo, acting group executive, executive corporate affairs and marketing. And then her or his email is seapolelo@sabc.co.za. Telephone number is 011-714-3057. His or her cell phone number is 073-688-5090. You want to contact this person and ask him questions, those are the channels that you can use. So let's go back now. Let's go down now to the statement itself. I've highlighted two things that I'm sure even you guys did the same thing. First and foremost, they offered to go to see the president, and they were not met with positive responses. I don't know what positive responses are those. Were people rude? Did they shout at them? You know, those kind of responses. Or what can, I don't know. Habari not met with positive response. Yeah. The public broadcaster has covered the party's activity. The SABC has contacted Mr. Zuma's team for interviews, and there was no positive response. If a radio station or a TV station contacts you for an interview, especially as a party leader, and it's a newly formed party, as big and you're contacted by a giant like SABC, where every household in this country receives, regardless, and then you don't give that party a positive response, you don't agree, there is a blatant lie. I don't believe that one. That's a lie. What are those not so positive responses that the people gave them? Let them tell us what emana. Re phonile, le re shoutile, le dropetse phone, le hano re fat in like interview. Don't come to us and tell us this nonsense. It's a lie. There is no way in heaven that President Zuma and his team, just from the party and every publicity they need and they crave so that people of South Africa can know about MK. And then SABC contacts you and say, listen, come. And then all of a sudden, like there's no positive response. They were met with not so positive response. How do you, it's like shooting yourself in the foot. Like you're sabotaging your own launch, your own party, your own and everything. I mean, where's the wisdom in that? Hey, take a minute and think for yourself, gentlemen, ladies, and tell me what you think really about this nonsense statement. This is SABC. You are shooting yourself literally on the foot as Jacob Zuma by not allowing SABC to come and cover you. And listen to this. How often about it? No. And this did not raid the team from wanting to do this thing again. And they invited and the team from Trent and even adhering to the invite from his party to cover its public activities. Including the rally on 18 May 2024, which was not really, I was sitting here in my office, here in the studio, trying to see where's the rally for MK rally. It was not on TV. It was nowhere. There was sabotage, allegations of sabotage. There was no signal in the whole of Soweto that time. We don't know who was blocking the signal. And even journalists were the ones who actually complained that we can't take out the story because there's no signal. Cell phones don't have any signal. Somebody used the signal block to block that. So it's like when they say they've covered that 18 rally, except no one actually saw that. I saw it late in there. Some snippets. I was on YouTube the whole day trying to see maybe they're live streaming there like they always do with other parties, but no, it was not there. All right, and then they went on to say, so I don't believe this thing. Yeah, the first point. Yeah, there are reasons. Yeah, they didn't was because of this thing of no positive response. It's like when it's like somebody hurt you, so you just last time I want to so I did it. It doesn't work like that. Professionalism, gentlemen, ladies, it goes beyond. I work with people here in this clinic every single day. Some of them are rude. Some of them they come as if they're entitled to my time and me. But because I'm running a business and I deal with customers, I give my utmost customer service. I'm not gonna say, when last time that's money working out the door. So they mustn't come up with some things like this and then try to make it as if we don't understand how these things work. There is no way in heaven that this is not gonna be. Okay, fine. So point number one is a lie. According to me, I'm so the spokesperson I come with them and Lona SABC phone in my brass cover demand. What happened? I think the men will laugh at their face. All right, guys, come on. Fine. Anyway, let's move on. The 22nd, SABC was contacted. According to one, they were contacted by Jacob Zuma's team to come and cover. And then the SABC on the 22nd of May, that was the interview that the president speaks about. The SABC duly responded to the invitation to cover the story. The team was only allocated 10 minutes and was told not to ask any questions in this coverage. Okay, fine. We have a lot of journalists in South Africa. We have a lot of journalists. You can just take our mic and go there and invite Ndlela to come here and talk, and go to Nkandla and talk to him and put on our YouTube page. We are a media house as well. So it's a lot of media houses in South Africa. So when we call a press conference, for example, and we invite over 50 publications for a 2-hour event, how many minutes do you think should give you SABC? Let's just take a minute and ask and think of how many minutes do you think we should give you SABC? Because it seems like now you are only giving 10 minutes and you're giving instructions not to say anything. Of course, they're going to give instructions. It's their press conference. You are invited guests. You're invited to come to cover what's there. You're not doing them a favor. You're actually doing you a favor because you need the content to survive as SABC. You need the content to survive. How's not content you're going to close shop? Station is if there's no content here, we're going to close this whole thing down. So people mustn't have this big head, just because you need us to come to your press conference, you're making you a favor. No, you're not doing them a favor. They are doing you a favor because you need their content to survive. Media space, it's all about content, gentlemen, ladies. It's all about content, the media space. Okay? It's all about content. If there's no content in the media space, there's no content in the media space. Your company closes down. So for them to be giving instructions, we are giving you 10 minutes to ask your questions, and then we are you're not going to answer any question or whatever that they gave, and then for them to take it as if it's wrong. You can't treat us like that. Be professional, SABC. You are giving time like any other journalist have been given time to say, listen, 10 minutes each, 10 minutes each, 10 minutes each, 10 minutes each, and then that's it. We are done. Nay, the time is what? 8:30. I missed it. Yeah. 064-548-7760. If you want to contact and talk to me, send me a WhatsApp voice note to Umpote. What do you think about this thing, SABC being the president? We are still analyzing the analysis of what eNCA, SABC first. You're gonna come to eNCA like eNCA one. So I'm just gonna come step by step and not the whole thing, just the reasons behind why this thing was not favorable to Mr. Jacob Zuma. Yeah. Okay, the other thing, Mr. Zuma repeated anything that he said on the rally of May 18th, which SABC covered extensively. In this regard, the team was not able to explore any new angle that could have deemed the story newsworthy. Okay. When I asked you to come to my press conference, to come and talk to me about something, and whatever content I'm going to give you, that is newsworthy. It's not up to you, SABC, or any other publication, even us, to decide what's newsworthy. The public must get it the way it is. The public go and vote and say, SABC, you are repeating the same thing Zuma said. This is nonsense. The public who's paying this license at TV, they will never come and say, why are you repeating Zuma's things that it go rally? It doesn't matter. You don't. That's how censoring happens. When you decide what's newsworthy. That's how censoring happens. When you decide what's newsworthy, it's wrong. You cannot decide what's newsworthy. You cover what you are given and you take it there. You don't decide on people's behalf what is newsworthy or not. If the man repeats what he said, go May 18th, it's not the problem. It's still his message that he wanted to give to the people of South Africa, and some of them didn't even listen or hear that message to May 18th. You might have just deprived everybody who didn't have a dish or YouTube to watch that rally live, to hear what the man was saying again. You repeat shows like nobody's business, SABC. Your TV stations, SABC 1, 2, 3. You repeat those things like nobody's business, but you can't even repeat a message. Guys, let's talk the truth. You are known for repeating stuff. Maybe DSTV learned from you to repeat. How do you repeat shows? But you can't even repeat a 10-minute clip of the president speaking. Magogo Munkwale onale SABC 1, 2, and 3. Fella in her bouquet. Maybe she only can get that. She couldn't see the rally May 18th. Now, at least they've got a chance to sit down and watch the president. For boy, it will be like it's a new thing. For us clever blacks, it will be like it's a repeat. It's fine. You can throw 10 times in your big mention or, man, how can I watch Zuma again saying the same thing on SABC? Why am I paying? It's okay. Some people have benefited from that. Those who could not watch this thing live as we did, some of us, those little snippets. But you decide it's not newsworthy because who are you broadcasting for? Who are you broadcasting to, SABC? Who are you broadcasting to? The public of South Africa is not only those who stay in Sandton, or who stay in Lotus Gardens, or who stay here in Westview, or who stay somewhere white suburbs of Pretoria East. It's everybody who's got a TV in their house and they are watching SABC 1, 2, and 3 because they can't afford to have a DSTV bouquet like some of us. So you deciding when for yourself what is not newsworthy because your white people in Sandton will think that it's a repeat. Your white people in Sandhurst, in Pretoria East, in whatever, they will say, oh, SABC is repeating Zuma's message. Or it was just plain censoring because it's Jacob Zuma. That is the message you're giving to the people of South Africa. Jacob Zuma, hey, it's wrong. It's wrong. And we are paying this thing every month or every year. TV license. What for? To be told the news about somebody that we want to hear from is not newsworthy. So what's newsworthy? Hey? You give us Mbeki on Monday. How relevant is Mbeki now? No, it's not Mbeki. Sorry. It was eNCA did that. I'm going to come to them. You understand? Bible at least when they never advertised the thing. They are better than at least they never advertised the show or the show is coming. But eNCA did advertise or the thing is coming on Monday. But jigi I think but from CB. Msibi kiolo was still rice Mozanti guys. Salamagal. Yeah. Or rice Mozanti Musibi. Yeah, this one number is Mozanti. This one if you're in Celtic Oppenheimer. So I've got something here that I can show you. That I can show you now. I'm going to post it. Those who are watching on Facebook, they will see what I'm talking about. There we go. Yeah, that MCBQ. That one. Songs on CB and songs on CB. But again, this thing. That's the first one. Advertisement. JJ. JJ Yasil. Yeah. JJ advertisement JJ the show that never happened. CB, and then I'm just going to post them here so that you guys are watching on Facebook can see. And those who want to watch this thing again on YouTube, you will see those what you call. You will see those advertisements that was done by eNCA. But we're gonna come to that when we talk about the eNCA. I just wanted to show you how things are. eNCA removed Jacob Zuma's interview replaced with MCB. Got to in 8 March. Yeah, but anyway, we'll come to that just now. So I just want to vent on the SABC for a little while. So don't do this to us, SABC. We're not banner. We're not kids. We are paying you every month, so that you can be able to show people the truth. We are paying you every month, SABC. We are paying you every month. Every month. You are the ones who was on there. Cloudy Motoning is busy destroying the SABC, blah, 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 blah. But now you're doing the same thing as well. By censoring people just because you don't agree with them politically. They battle on the political king arena. What are you doing on the political arena? We don't want you there. We want you to report the news. Report the news. That's all you need to do. The news, but the repeat doesn't matter. Report them the way they are. Let people decide for themselves. Like I said, other people could not have an opportunity to listen and hear that rally. This was going to be the perfect opportunity to now listen to this rally and take it from there. It's not up to you to decide what is newsworthy for who. Who are you broadcasting to? Because everybody I know for a fact, most of poor people in this country have got only SABC 1, 2, and 3. And most people support Jacob Zuma. So you deprive them to hear from the leader. They could not hear him go rally. So that is your reasons, SABC. That is your reasons. Yeah. So there. Okay? They didn't see the news to be newsworthy, so they didn't fly to the SABC. They didn't do the president's interview because they didn't see it as necessary. They didn't see it as newsworthy because it was a repeat. So I don't know who said to them they must decide what's newsworthy for us. What is not newsworthy for us. I don't know. Because you don't know who will be listening, who couldn't find, they think, yeah. Again, fella, we're going to thank the sponsor again, and then we'll be back after this. This show is brought to you by Segongane Medical Services and Clinic. They are private clinic situated in number 70 Kgosi in Westview, Danville. They specialize on the following: primary health care, ailment diagnosis and treatment, including medication, wound care, family planning, well baby clinic, basic ultrasound, laboratory blood services, treatment of chronic illnesses, treatment and management of patients on ARVs, wellness screening, antenatal clinic, HIV services and counseling. They have a pharmacy on site and they are doing CCMDD services as well, OHS clinic, circumcision clinic and abortion services. Their cell phone number is 064 548 7176 or 071 422 8576. Again, the address is 70 Kgosi in Westview, Pretoria West in Danville. Cell phone number again is 064 548 7176 or 071 422 8576. Yeah, that is our sponsor for today, Kgosi Medical Services and Clinic, right here in Westview, Pretoria West in Danville. You want to contact them, is 064 548 7176 or 071 422 8576 if you want to come and do any of those services that they have there: PHC, abortion, circumcision, so on, and ECG, laboratory blood services, HIV testing and treatment, occupational health and safety certificates, honor outside entry and exit. We do that, medicals, family planning, DNA tests, CCMDD. If you are taking chronic medication from hospital clinic, you can actually ask them to send your chronic medication to us, and you just come here for 1 minute, you take and you go. You don't sit again in lines in the public clinic. And then we have yellow drip therapy for those who want a clear, fairer skin. Come over here, let's give you this yellow one. And then any type of wound, we suture, we remove sutures, and we clean that wound for you. And COVID test, we've got rapid and lab as well. So please contact them on 064 548 7176 or 071 422 8576. Yeah, now now it's the time for the eNCA to come and tell us. Yeah, I've got a little report which I got compiled up a little bit, and I'm going to read through it so that you guys can be able to hear and know what's happening at this one. All right, eNCA Leone had an interview. JJ Tabane, as I said, okay, actually, I possible no more. And then, JJ Tabane had an interview with President Jacob Zuma in his Nkandla compound. I remember JJ Tabane did announce the Kio. I want JJ Tabane, a 2-hour marathon interview with MK President Jacob Zuma. Our Power to Truth, Monday, this 8 p.m. channel 403, which is eNCA. It will be shown there. And then that Monday, we never saw it. Because eNCA, a cancel that show, their own reasons. Obviously, they do. They will have their own. So I'm going to go through this little report for a little while that you guys must hear what's happening. And I'm going to read the statement as well. Look, this statement is Harim Pila Pila. 24-hour news, television news channel, also known as eNCA. Channel Africa has dismissed allegations that it censored an interview with former President Jacob Zuma that was meant to air on Power to Truth with JJ Tabane on Monday. In a statement posted on its social media page on X, the broadcaster said the interview could not be broadcast on Monday night as it was close to the elections. So we are going to read this and we're going to do the same thing with what we did with the SABC one. And you must highlight the key points. They said this thing was not going to be done. It's not going to be done on Monday because it's close to elections. There's a lot of questions I'm going to ask on this one. And please just bear with me for a little while. For this reason, all current affairs programs, including Power to Truth, has been cancelled this week, said the statement. All right. The broadcaster further added that it could not advance the interest of one political party over the other. So there's 3 points there that I want you to highlight. We're going to go through them one by one. One, we could not broadcast this as it's close to the elections on Monday. Right? Elections were yesterday. Yesterday elections. And that is point number one. Point number two, all of these programs have been cancelled just only for this week, right? Then number 3, the broadcaster that could not advance interest of one political party over the other. That's 3 points. In this, if this interview was broadcast, all other political parties would need to be given equivalent airtime, which is impossible at this stage. Number 4, eNCA will be complying with all its regulatory obligations, prohibiting it from broadcasting such interviews less than 48 hours before an election. No interviews with anyone representing a political party will be broadcast until after elections. Moreover, the broadcaster said the failure to broadcast the interview had nothing to do with the fact that it involved Zuma and his MK party. Meanwhile, sources at the eNCA confirmed with IOL that the interview with Zuma was shot down last week and was shot last week and was ready to air. However, the powers be at the broadcaster decided to pull the interview due to its contents, as Zuma was highly critical of the status quo of the country. That's point number 4. Labor on. According to the new amendment regulations by Independent Communication Authority, ICASA, which were gazetted on 22nd February 2024, if 48 hours before the commencement of the polling periods or during the polling periods, a broadcaster intends to broadcast the program where a political party or independent candidate is criticized, the broadcaster must ensure that the political party or independent candidate is given a reasonable opportunity to respond in the same program. Okay, that is point number 5. All right. So yeah. Okay. Now let's go through that a little bit. It's not a statement as such. I'm going to read the statements I think full, but it's just analysis of this thing. Let's just go through that a little bit, guys. Okay, let me play this that they can just distract a little bit. Yeah. Okay. Now let's go through this thing again, and let's talk about these things. Okay. First and foremost, JJ Tabani took the whole crew. Yeah, hi. He was not alone. And no journalist does anything by themselves and for themselves, unless his contract says he's independent to do whatever he likes, but using eNCA's airtime and using eNCA's equipment and crew, right? That is the response. Yeah, the first point. Yeah, 1, in a statement posted on its Twitter page, the broadcaster said it could not broadcast the Monday as it was close to elections. Didn't they know when they sent JJ there? The weekend, yeah, because JJ was there, I think on Friday or Saturday, because I saw his tweet on Friday, Saturday morning. He just 2 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, I just got home that time. He says, they just finished a 2-hour marathon and it will be broadcast on eNCA the coming Monday. So when eNCA says it was close, they could not do this, it was close to elections, didn't they know that before they sent him to Nkandla? Hey? Didn't they know that, hey, Imran, we are just close to elections, but we cannot do it? Didn't they know that before they send him to Nkandla and say, go and interview the man for 2 hours? Any journalist or anybody who goes out for Azonka Mereko, the boss will know. His immediate supervisor will know. Everybody else will know. But in this instance, we don't know what, like we've been seen, we already heard from JJ Tabano. JJ, did you take yourself there on your own dime, on your own money, and on your own everything? We haven't asked him that. Hopefully one day we'll have an opportunity to ask him, say, Emre, what happened? Did you go to Nkandla on your own, or what happened? Because it seems like now it's your thing. It's you who wanted to do this thing. So, you know what I'm saying? Look into this whole thing, guys, the way it is, the way it smells. It smells like trash. It smells like censorship. It smells like it smells like, dictatorship. It smells like we favor who we don't like you. You cannot send a journalist to go and do an interview, 2 hours interview, 2 o'clock in the morning with an 87-year-old. And then you say, no, we can't broadcast it. It's so close to elections. Then why do it in the first place? Why do it in the first place? Why do it in the first place? You knew elections were on Wednesday. JJ went to Nkandla a weekend before. He left on Sunday morning. I was still in bed that time. Remember when I look at the tweet, I'm like, oh, okay, the man is there, sharp. And I was waiting to see it on Monday. Monday, they were playing Thabo Mbeki. This thing, Yakhoraba Cancel this show, came on Sunday. We knew, it's been cancelled. Because everyone was looking forward to watch this interview. But we were told, no, it was cancelled, guys. We don't have an interview anymore. It was cancelled. On Sunday. Supposed to be on Monday. And it was still allegations. And we were like, okay, let's wait for Monday, then it's fine. We waited, and I told him, listen, please, that logo, record me that program at DJ Tabaniaten. And no. Okay, no, we can't because it was Thabo Mbeki. But the other reports are it was MCB. But I know when Thabo Mbeki, like by me interview, I did so I don't know when did Thabo MCB. I mean, this guy, what goes came in. That's point number one. Point number two, key. For this reason, all current affairs programs, including Power to Truth, has been cancelled. Why then go out of your way? All the trouble of going to create an interview and then you cancel the show for that coming Monday. Did you not know that Wednesday we are doing elections? So by the rules of this thing, we cannot do it. We cannot do it. By the rules of elections, we can't do this in a short space of time. So, JJ, don't even bother to go there. It's fine. You will see him after elections. And we can just get him to speak. Amen. Instead, you go with the whole crew to Nkandla, JJ Tabanamudimu, Bameagwa, Bamra, JJ Tabanetana, Ulakubu Zuma of Fates. Hakito Nabato Bama Censored because maybe they wanted to give me a script because you come to the point airing, no. The contents were the reason, which they will never say here. But they did respond a little bit. They did respond a little bit. No. You know how Buaso come Tomongwe, the person is giving. Yes, you can do that. You can actually squeeze. Because as a broadcaster, what you do is, I remember at Thomas Station, he said, there was this other lady in the interview from Gohai. She will say stuff, another person, and I will call the person on air, there. How else on that's you? Now I give you a chance to respond to the allegations that going and talking about you. So I was calling this person live. This lady was talking live on air, and I was busy calling this one to say Araba phone and respond. That's what ethical journalism is supposed to be. You don't take one side of the story. If I accuse you of something, you have the right to respond to me. And SAB and like eNCA could have done that. After showing the interview on Monday, on Tuesday they could have put one of the spokespeople, whoever who was criticized, apparently, to come and respond for 5 minutes or 10 minutes. That's it. Not the whole 2-hour show as well. Just to respond on those little points that says, no, man, this is not right, whatever. But because it was not about that. It's about the content, Veil. It was never about, hey, we canceled the show close to elections. Didn't you know? Why then go to all the whole trouble to create something which you know, like you're not going to care? If Jacob Zuma was talking all nice things about Ramaphosa and this government, that thing could have been on Monday. They can't even take it to your own YouTube page. They have a YouTube page. They can't even take it there for us to watch it there. Now, relaxing after voting Jehovah. They can't even do that. For them, it's like, this guy cannot talk. No. Cut him. Put it there where it's our thing. It's our money that's spent concurrent, like it's our thing. Lies. Maka, have vented. Maka. Lies upon lies. All right, Arabon. If the interview was broadcast, all other political parties would need to be given the opportunity equivalent airtime, which is impossible at this stage. Another lie. There is no time, there's no time. You're not obliged. Just to finish that statement, I was calling this other guy. Give me phone aids. He was not answering my phone that time. Illa phone Ahmed. What jumping how the episode was playing. Somebody say, hey, they're talking about you. Jump after like few days. And he calls me, hey, Kgosi, hey, my bro, what's again? This nigga, I called you. You didn't respond to my calls. The lady was online talking. And then you were given a chance to respond. You didn't respond. So what am I supposed to do? This is radio and this is media. So we do what, if somebody's here talking about stuff, listen to them, and then we give this one chance, okay, respond. Then the person responds. As I respond, that's you. That will feel a chance. So it's a lie. If there's no time, there's no time. You're not going to be held ransom. Hey, wait again. No. Now we are so much obliged to now give everybody. No. And we know he was talking about ANC, Ramaphosa. Fail. Which other political parties is he speaking? Are they speaking about? They will want their own airtime as well. Lie. Pants on fire. eNCA. Okay. So now they're now covering themselves by saying eNCA will only will be complying with its regulatory obligations, prohibiting it from broadcasting interviews less than 24 hours before an election. No interview with anyone representing the political party will broadcast until after the elections. You could have not even made JJ to announce this is going to come. Oh, now they thrown JJ under the bus. Can I announce a date? But I know for a fact that he was not going to do that unless they just agreed. Go to Nkandla, interview this person on for your Monday show. Hence the man after that, he advertised for it. We are on air on Monday. Got this show. So it wasn't lied to us as well. But you'll know the reason why this thing was canned. The real reason why it was canned. Okay, moreover, the broadcaster said the failure to broadcast the interview has nothing to do with the fact that it's got everything of the fact that it involves Jacob Zuma and MK Party. It's got everything. It smells of censorship. It smells of ANC interference. It smells of everything that is not holy in this South Africa. Meanwhile, sources at SABC like eNCA confirmed that the interview with Zuma was shot last week and it was ready to air. However, the power said the broadcaster decided to pull the interview due to its contents. Mr. Zuma was highly critical of status quo in the country. That means he was talking about Ramaphosa clearly. Like he did Kaya Ela Khonyano, Yago Newsroom Africa. He was talking. We're going to analyze that soon, Leon. It's a 54-minute long. I'm still looking for a clip. I can't get the clip. I think I'm quoting it. Then I'm going to play it like I did the president saw, and then we analyze that. And you hear for yourself what's happening. So, Barry, when they're fighting the law, Barry, within 48 hours before, but then why it go out? If you knew, again, another own goal, eNCA, if you knew about this regulation here in CASA, which was all of a sudden gazetted on the 24th of February, 22nd of February this year, airing if within 48 hours before the commencement of the polling period or during the polling period, a broadcaster intends to broadcast a program where a political party or independent candidate is criticized, the broadcaster must ensure that the political party or independent candidate is given a reasonable opportunity to respond like in the same program. Okay. This interview was a pre-recorded interview. It wasn't live. So they automatically, obviously, are going to watch this because they did. Hence, they cancelled it. They're going to watch the interview. By editor to put advertisements if there's any in there. And then whoever is in that interview will be contacted. Imran, before we start this thing on air, there's a video key. This 2-hour marathon, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Manuscript. They can even make the whole interview in a script form, like a dialogue. They send it to him, highlighting all that. That will have been done on Sunday. Are you going to respond to those things or not? If not, done. The thing is on air on Monday. Referees. No harm done. Because he was given the opportunity to respond, right? He didn't respond. So it's like that. Okay, sharp. Another opportunity, answer yes or no. No, sharp. Then we continue. We air. That will be an unbiased. an unbiased broadcaster would do. But the one on its own agenda, the one who's always trying to decide what is best for our ears, will do this thing. Will hide behind regulations and will try not to even lift a finger to say, but we can still do it. The person could be in studio, JJ, live. Then the video is played at the background. And then from there, this person is going to have to respond to that. They can do that on a Monday show. They didn't because they didn't want to hurt some people that are owning. That is why independent media. That's why they were trying to destroy IOL and Segongane Group, because they knew these ones, both Pretoria News and the rest. Now, our banks are closing the accounts for IOL, Segongane Group. People are working for these publications. Where must they get paid? Only because they're not towing the line. I say SABC, I say eNCA, and I say News of Africa. Maybe because I got taxi for 10 years because they'll try to find something that'll just destroy and silence you because you're independent. Come on, we are uncensored and unfunded and unscripted. Come, Kgosi FM, unfunded, unscripted, uncensored. We talk about everything. That's not pilot. It's fine. Job for thing. Now, let's go to the statement quickly. On screen now. It has come to the attention of the management of eNCA that rumors have been circulating on social media that an interview between JJ Tabane and ex-president Jacob Zuma will be broadcast tonight. Will not be... okay. It has come to the attention of the management of eNCA that rumors have been circulating on social media that an interview between JJ Tabane and ex-president Jacob Zuma will be broadcast tonight. These statements were not sanctioned by eNCA. Okay, so which statements are those? That this thing will be done on Monday? So are they saying it's JJ Tabane's word? He's the one that is shining about the deity, or what are they saying, these people? The interview cannot be broadcast tonight as it is so close to the elections. For these reasons, all current affairs programs, including Part of Truth, have been cancelled this week. eNCA cannot advance the interest of any one political party over the other. If the interview was broadcast, all the other political parties will need to be given equivalent time, and which is impossible at this stage. eNCA will be complying with all ICASA regulations, blah, 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 blah. And then ICASA, like eNCA, it's everything that you just read now already anyway. So it's crap. It's crap. It's not true. It is a lie. eNCA, it's a lie. Now, I want just not go back to that to the first line. How about it has come to the attention of the management of eNCA that rumors have been circulating in the social media that the interview between JJ Tabane and ex-president Zuma will be broadcast tonight. These statements were not sanctioned by eNCA. So this was 27. That was this past Monday. Now let's go back to that little snippety thing. JJ Tabane. Arbon Posamona. Itla. All right. Posamonta JJ Tabane. Okay. Let's look at that little poster there. Those who are watching on Facebook will see the poster, but those who want to watch later, go YouTube. Please go to YouTube and see what I'm talking about. The pictures will be there. All right. Now, this one. Hey. Monday, that's when these people issued a statement, right? 27th of May. When people are waiting with bated breath. But people knew on Sunday that it's not going to be. Late night knew on Sunday. But then Monday issue a statement now. Monday, it's not going to work. They were able to slot in Musibi. Song gives Musibi. Rise Muzanzi, we need new leaders. We don't know who this person is. We just saw him. He went to take money from Oppenheimer Sekwa Wula Party. So we don't even take him serious. Aga Bakale City one have. Kamo on your right hand side, this poster is the very poster that JJ Tabane used to advertise the show. Unfortunately, we could not reach JJ. I get the big man, so now Kgosi FM as small as you are. JJ got almost a poster. I don't know who you are, but it doesn't matter. One day you will get him. So eNCA is lying, is throwing its own anchor under the bus. Kwena obile chachara ha JJ Shiana na so na tlo bua le o tlo matsa this thing on TV. We never said that. That's what they are saying. We never said that. You are the one who ran around more or when I would interview Zuma. Because they say those sanctions, those remarks were never sanctioned by the eNCA. That simply means we did not say so. But there's a poster there on your screen. There's a poster that says eNCA refused. It be like 2 hour JJ Tabane 2 hour marathon interview with MK. Monday the 8th. It was supposed to be shown on Monday the 8th, channel 403. So JJ Tabane is under the bus because of that. He has been is under the bus, and they just threw him there because now we are saying it's him who did this. We never sent him to say that. We never said it on eNCA. It was him who said it by himself. So let him face the music on his own. That's what eNCA is saying. I get to come Tamdimo. Is he going to still be having a job because they don't get SMWX, it's there. And but again, Mgiti, I'm just going to read a little bit what he said, his analysis. Mgiti, speaking exclusively to the Star, said he thinks that the decision that was announced by eNCA was irregular and contradictory, which is my sentiment as well. This comes after social media was a buzz that the former president could be on TV interview ahead of the anticipated national elections. People are wanting to see this. However, the broadcaster released a statement that they had not sanctioned an interview with the president, with the former president, with Power to Truth, JJ Tabane, presenter JJ Tabane. So, how about they didn't sanction that? Is it like JJ went on his own? Did JJ Tabane go on his own money, his own crew, his own everything to go? Because there's two things, guys, here that you need to understand. There's two things. Either JJ Tabane went to Nkandla on his own, not under eNCA banner. He did this interview on his own expenses, on his own dime, with his own crew. Like Nassor Kato or Mora Nkandla, it's our money. And then we ask the SABC to put it there, to play, and then we pay for that space, for that time of airing. Or, number two, they never told him to announce the date of the interview to be shown on TV. Because either of them, of those possible things, it's there. They never told him to tell people, okay, listen, you are going to have an interview. Or they never sent him there in the first place. This thing, right? However, the broadcaster, the interview cannot be broadcast as it's close to the elections, blah, blah, and then all that. All right. eNCA cannot advance, blah, blah. Okay. However, Mgidi told us that the broadcaster was acting unfairly. And I quote, "It is irregular because eNCA, exactly what I said. It is irregular because eNCA was advertising that they will screen this interview, which is to indicate that they had already done whatever necessary checks and had deemed it appropriate to air the Jacob Zuma's interview." The very same thing that I've said, Hori, did you not know? Why then go to all the troubles to send a person there to do this and that? Because if Barbara didn't sanction this thing, it simply means Tabana JJ took his own initiative and again. But they were able to watch the video and decided on its content. Alright, we cannot. To an unsanctioned interview. Alright. He further said, "It is contradictory to the sense that other media houses are still airing interviews. For instance, we saw one of the news channels airing former President Thabo Mbeki's interview, which is within 48-hour window." Yes. So I don't know if that's a mistake, because maybe Maham Hussein we the SABC or Newsroom Africa Grambek. It was not Mbeki, whenever Mbeki was in, it was the same day. The same day. So Babazan Msibi. They put Msibi in, yes. They put Msibi in and cancelled Yahazum. Alright? Mgiti said there is also seen to be misunderstanding on what the code indicates. The code indicates that the party material may not be broadcast for 8 hours within the electoral cycle. It doesn't indicate, for instance, interviews that are hosted by the channel cannot be broadcast. There are no inherent gain from an interview. Banning it while other channels are showing other interviews can create the perception in the public that there are negative sentiments about the particular candidate being outright banned. If they were not supposed to do any interviews, why did they put Songezo Mzibi at the same time of JJ Tabane's show? And why was other channels like News of Africa and what you might call and SABC were able to do this thing for Bone? How come? Bone, they can't on their own, but the other broadcasters, Bone, they were able to do it at the same times. Another lie, which I've said it earlier. All right, and then speaking about MKP, Mgiti said Zuma had the right to, like other South Africans, to express his political ideology and beliefs through a political party. Meaning that Zuma then has a happy. He has the right to leave whatever he's not happy from and form his own party. He's not anchored on the SABC, on ANC. He's not anchored there. He's not anchored on SABC, on ANC. Sorry, in ANC. He's not. So he has the right that is Zuma to be like any other South African and just go out there and do his thing. So why now do we want to censor him just because he's Zuma? Why do we have to censor him because he's Zuma? It's wrong, Gahaiju. It's very, very wrong. Okay, we have seen many breakaway parties in the last 10 to 15 years, like Hope, EFF, Action SA, Bosa. As such, it's not healthy for then cast aspersions on one of the breakaway parties. Okay, let's continue. Let's this statement. Yeah, I think that, and I quote, I think that Zuma should not be given any. I think that Zuma should not be given any special treatment because he is Zuma. But that applies both in a positive and negative aspect. And I think there has been some discrepancies in the treatment of Zuma in a build-up to elections, and these interviews are the proof point of the particular dilemma or treatment, which I agree with him 110%. The former president, speaking to the Star last night, said, "They have always hated me because I've threatened the power of monopolies. But they cannot turn the people of South Africa against me, but they tried," which is true. And I work on monopolies. We work at people who control in the background and controlling because they are funding those who are in power. Remember, eNCA boss John Colbin was a big donor to the CR17 fund. It is time South Africans rise up and vote for a party that will defeat censorship by the media of monopoly capital. We should not complain. We should mobilize and give MK a decisive victory. And then MKP party spokesperson Datin Samulo Ndlela said Zuma was being targeted. And I quote, the MK party vehemently condemns the ongoing and systematic persecution of President Jacob Zuma and by extension MK party by eNCA and his associates. This perception is a direct result of a coordinated anti-Zuma campaign orchestrated by the by ANC of Cyril Ramaphosa on behalf of white monopoly capital and those that are intimidated by the party's radical stance on land expropriation without compensation. That's what he said. And I close quote. Yeah. So we know Vele, Jeremy, the owner of eNCA, was a big donor, Ramaphosa. We know that. Yeah, for CR17. The moment you put money to somebody to become president, you're saying what? And as a national broadcaster, whether you took your own money from your own pocket, the fact is you own a TV station, Jehovah. You own a TV station. So there's no way in heaven that you're not going to want favors for yourself. So that is the reasons why they canned it. They didn't can it because it was close to elections. They knew. I like what Jamie said more. They advertised the thing. So now they are throwing Jita under the bus. Now this falls on you, but thank God for yesterday. But I believe my body, people are now having high blood pressures at the moment. Kiss on. People are having high blood pressure at the moment. People are having strokes. People are now talking about ethnic mobilization. People are working at tribalism. People are blaming Zulus. It's against the Lord. You heard Matashi today saying the same thing that Balula said. Saying the same thing in Mbola what his president said about the July unrest. Remember? When the man was saying it's an ethnic... We'll talk about that maybe tomorrow. Or next week, Monday. Tribalism in South Africa growing its ugly head again because the ruling party is losing. Now it has to come up with with something. I don't know, but now the Zulus are voting because they are Zulus. We expect that. But we've got how many tribes in South Africa? A lot. We cannot expect, I can't be a premier in KZN as a Tswana man. I can't be a premier in Venda. I get best Venda. I don't know Tsonga. I don't know the culture. So you cannot expect the Zulus not to want not want their own as such, but you can't expect them not to, who must they vote for? They know Jacob. Jacob Zuma is the one who wrestled that KZN from IFP to ANC. He took it out from IFP to ANC. They forgot about that. They thought they were just invincible. But that's a show for another day. Yeah, what's your take? 9:17. What is your take, gentlemen, ladies? Let the vote say on 064-548-776. Please on the comments as well. Comment. Tell them what do you think of today's show. What more do you want us to talk about? Do you want to be a guest in this station? Let me know. This is Kgosi FM coming to you live on www.kgosiefm.co.za and coming to you live on Facebook. And I'm going to have this on a podcast tonight. Go YouTube, please go there and subscribe and follow our channel. Subscribe, comment, share everything. That this content we can be able to give you content over and over and over and over again. Yeah. Censorship in the new dispensation of our country, South Africa, it's a sad thing to see today now that we are talking about this at the moment. It's a sad reality. It's a sad thing to see happening. It's very sad to see our country going through this thing. Now, we say, stop the license, but I'm not going to pay the license anymore. I'm not going to pay the license anymore. I'm done with them. They're going to come and take my TV. They can't come and take me. It's my right. I was about to the license because you're going to censor somebody that we like, that we love, that we want to hear from. And you expect us to pay license for what? Well, we're done for tonight. Okay? Tell us what you think about the show in the comments, please, on Facebook. What you think on YouTube as well, comment there. All right? We love you so much. Thank today's sponsor, Segongane Medical Services. Thank you so much, Bakayachore Famadi. Thank you so very much. I love you. Have a good night. This is your SABC. This is your world. This is your country. Don't forget, this is your country. It's up to you to make sure this country works the way. You're not going to go to this dictatorship or barata manga. We cannot hear what we can't hear what. That's why we need independent media like us at the moment. We need independent media at the moment like us. Because if you're going to sit down and listen to SABC every single day, I miss NN7 with my whole heart. I used to sit and watch that channel for the whole day just for analysis, fresh ideas. They were there. New people. Not Stephen Hotes. Not these people that have been duped already, but new faces, new analysis, new ideas. They campaigned by distro because they wanted us to be focused on this nonsense. So, we're not doing this for fun, okay? We are doing this because we want to give you the real news. So subscribe to that channel of mine, okay? Subscribe to it, please. Here is the name of YouTube on screen, okay? Subscribe to this channel, make it grow because we are here for you. Remember, we are uncensored, we are unfunded, and we are unscripted. 3 mottos. Bon, I love you. Bye. Mwah.